So I want to go ahead and welcome you guys back for our third part of our coffee talk. In our last coffee talk, we talked a little bit about communication and educating employees. For this particular coffee talk, we're going to be talking about retention.
Retention.
Right? The big question that we always get all the time from business owners. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, how do you go about creating that first-time client loyalty?
Well, this is good, and there's 2 or 3 parts to it that I would love to share. First of all, as I want that client to feel like they've known me for 25 years within 4 minutes. And we start that with having a salon tour. And in that salon tour, we're making them feel very, very comfortable, and we're also selling our salon. And then we also do a program called Styling Lab, which is how we market our salon to the public. So once we move through and they're comfortable, like where the restrooms are, for example, which doesn't seem like a big thing, but if someone doesn't have to ask me where the restroom is, then that's a better thing. It's like, where are the restrooms? I'd much rather say, and this is where the facilities are, and set the whole thing up. After that, we set stylist to customer at eye level. Over all the years of doing platform work, I would always have my models stand, walk, move, so I could make my design decisions based on their whole being, right? Everybody says, well, what kind of hair does she have? Well, that doesn't really matter. Let me see her. Or even him, for that matter, even the guys. Walk around. I want you to stand over here for a second, turn around, walk. Let me see you, and then I'll design accordingly. Either way, I would always share with them, I'm having you stand up because I believe in designing for the whole person. And by the way, all of you hairdressers out there, you know as well as I do that when that client gets up and starts walking toward the mirror or walking toward the front desk, you see that piece you missed. And you only see that piece you missed because there's 6 feet between you and that head of hair now. Different perspective. So this is another reason why we stand them up, so I can get that perspective as a designer. And then after that, we go through the rest of our image profile, which we use custom Pinterest pages for all of our different looks that we like and so forth. See, it's communication, 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 communication. Now, what's really interesting is at that point, we have our design decisions. We know exactly what we're going to be doing. Then I'm going to ask permission to make my recommendations. So it would sound like this. So Tanya, based on all the information that you provided so far, may I make some professional recommendations?
You can.
Of course. Then we go into cleanse, and we go into condition, we go into style, then we go into finish, and it's on a prescription pad. I'm gonna take this off, and I'll say, I can see you every 6 weeks. I'm gonna put 6 weeks, and then when we finish, we're gonna go schedule all your appointments for the rest of the year. This is for you.
Gosh, that's really ambitious, the rest of the year.
And you're gonna do it. Yeah. And most people will do what you ask. You just gotta ask. You just gotta tell them what's up, right? If we sit around and we're afraid that they're going to say no to me, well, then everyone's going to say no to you. But if you simply say, here's how we're going to do this. And let's say you don't schedule for the whole year, okay. All right, I'm still going to ask you to.
Yep.
Okay, chances are you will, because so many people will, that if you don't, you won't get in anyway.
Well, I will say this, for someone who, anybody watching knows that I don't get my hair cut, ever.
Did I ever tell you that I specialize in short hair?
I have very short hair, and you probably already knew that. But just hearing what the journey is like, I will say this, it would make someone like myself a lot more comfortable when I had to sit down in the chair, at least knowing and being educated on what the entire vision is for what my hair is going to look like. So that I definitely would have to agree with. So I know that one thing that your salon does is something called power booking. What can you tell us a little bit about that? I know you mentioned it a little bit with trying to book out 12 months.
Well, hopefully, if I can have them every 4 weeks, that'll be ideal, because I know that they will look their best all the time, and of course, I can look at my income over the course of a year. It's financial forecasting for the stylist as well. So there's a lot of things that go into that. The power booking is the process of working with an apprentice program and being able to accommodate more guests and having the guest experience super high. So I jokingly share this. A client said to me one time, she says, Benny, if another one of these people asked me if I would like a beverage, I might crack up. And she says it with a big smile, because the customer care was such a high level that she even wanted to joke about it. And then 2 things happen when we do power booking. First, we obviously can look after the clients at a much higher level, number one. Number two is it allows me the opportunity for my stylist to increase their earning power. And number three, it gives me the opportunity to bring the new talent from fresh out of school all the way up to being able to by the time we get done with them in 1 year, they might have 5 years experience, so to speak. And so we're doing several things: high customer care, client career, monetary goals, and then also the new stylist, bringing them into the world the right way so that they have all the good habits necessary.
Well, one of the things that I like too, when we spoke a little bit about a little earlier too, and along the lines of power booking, we talked about, really saying, Tanya, I want to see you in 12 weeks. One of the things that automatically just came to my mind, is now we're also talking about it, is standing appointments. Is that something that you utilize inside of the business presently?
It depends. We do have some folks that come in literally weekly still for regular blowouts and so forth. We do a lot of that. The standing appointment would be the 4 to 6 week increments, sometimes 8. And that's why we go for the whole year. I guess you would call it a standing. Sometimes they might need to move it, but generally speaking, we want you on the book now so that you can get in when your hair self-destructs, and we know it's going to happen.
Wow, well, I know that I learned a great deal of information sitting down with you today, especially about fostering on business career, talking a lot about education, and today obviously talking about retention. So I want to thank you a lot. Thank you everybody out there that joined us today for today's Coffee Talk. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment below to let us know if you loved us, which we know you do. Make sure to go ahead and turn on those notifications as well so you know when the next video is coming out. Bye guys.
Thanks.